Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
What's up, all you funky angelfish freak wanting something to go in the tank with them? Funkadelics, how you doing? You are watching Aqua Funk with me, Jay the Angel Freak. Today we're going to go over my personal 5 favorite types of fish to go along with your angelfish. I'm basing this category off of where they swim, their diet, and general water parameters. So another thing, the sizes of these fish, the tank requirements vary from fish to fish. So I'm gonna leave that totally up to you. Do your research on a particular fish, and if you decide your tank is suitable, then by all means go ahead. But I'm not gonna go into oh, this fish needs that. I'm not doing a species spotlight. I'm just going over fish that I think go well with angelfish. I leave the rest up to you. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th best, my favorite fish to go with angelfish is sharks. Sharks. They're not real sharks. They just have the general body shape of a shark, so they call them sharks. In particular, I'm going to say the Roseline shark would be my favorite out of the sharks because of their coloration. At the pet store, I've seen them, not much to look at, to be honest with you, but I've seen them in people's fish tanks. I've never had them with these guys. I've had friends with angelfish that had Roseline sharks with them. They did really, really well. But what I liked about them is their coloration. They have a torpedo shape, okay, with majority is a yellowish type of color on their body with a black stripe down the center. Like the the rummy nose tetras is bright red. Well, they have the same thing, but it goes halfway down their body. It's like a laser, and 2 white dots on their tails. And they generally swim about right here. And I think the torpedo shape of the sharks go well against the angelfish. Another shark is the rainbow shark. Now, I've had rainbow sharks with angelfish. They were very interesting in the fact that they spend a lot of their time up along the decorations and the rock work and stuff like that. They're very active, so they're not as, they're not just sitting there. They're pretty active, and they go well with angelfish. So there's also the iridescent shark and the bala sharks, which you want to check their growth rate on them, because depending on the size of your tank, they might be too big. Some sharks can be a little bit salty, so please do your research on which shark would go best. Number 4 of my favorite fish would be the blue acara. Blue acara has that traditional cichlid look, the bulky body, but they're incredibly blue. The bluest of all the blue type of freshwater fish out there, with a black band down their center of their head to their top lip, and yellow and not yellow, but either orange or red highlights to the tips of their fins. It is a cichlid, but it is the chillest cichlid you will ever get. Don't cause no trouble. Awesome looking fish, and they'll go well with like I said, with the angelfish, and like I said, their chunky body looks good against the flat angelfish. Number 3 would be the pearl gourmet. Now, the pearl gourmet, if you've ever seen one in someone's tank that's healthy and acclimated and not stressed, one of the prettiest fish you can get in the freshwater trade. In fact, I would put it right up there, like the top 3 prettiest fish you can get for freshwater aquariums. Unlike other gourmets, and I forget which ones, they have these feelers, right? Well, sometimes you'll get some gouramis that will just, just kind of go at other fish, just constantly, just bugging them. These fish, not so much. Pearl gourami, number 3. Number 4, discus. Discus and angelfish water parameters are damn near identical. Beautiful fish, as everybody knows. The only problem is that they're a lot more shyer than the angelfish, and so because of that, if you get discus with your angels, make sure they're bigger than the angels, and make sure you have a lot of hiding spaces for them, because like I said, they're shyer fish, and beautiful fish, just too expensive for me to put in there with some angels, and the angels might, bug them to death because of their shyness. And my number 1 favorite fish to go with angels, numero uno, top dog, Geophagus. Geophagus at the pet stores, nah, I'm not feeling them at pet stores. I'm gonna be honest with you. They don't look good at pet stores at all. Partly because their water isn't ideal. So many fish in there, they're stressed out. They're probably not eating the right foods. In fact, I almost guarantee they're not eating the right foods, because most pet stores use bulk, flake, and that's not really what they want. But when you get them home and you get that water clean and get them the right foods, they're beautiful, beautiful fish. They have the more traditional fish shape, except their bottoms are, the way I explain it, their bottoms are flat and the top of them kind of swoops forward like that, to the mouth. And there's a reason for that, and I'll get to that in a second. But their coloration, their base color is a real earth tony type color, like tan, brown, greenish, very earth tony. But it's that iridescent coloration that pops out on top of that. The red and the blue and the yellow. Yo, I'm going to leave a link in the description below of Deb Tim. Deb Tim's got some beautiful, beautiful Geophaguses, and honestly, every time I see those guys, I'm tempted to go ahead and get a bunch of them. That leads me to one of the downsides, which is actually a downside and an upside. It's a double-edged sword, and I'll tell you why. The downside to having Geophaguses is I don't have no substrate. If you were to have Geophaguses with a sand or a very fine gravel substrate, one of the things they do is they're called earth eaters, and they grab a mouthful of stuff, of gravel or sand or whatever, and they sift their food out and they spit it out. They sift their food from that, and that's why their mouth is like way down at the bottom of their face. Like their mouth is right there, because they can just reach down and grab it. So they're constantly churning up your substrate, not allowing anything to settle, and letting that stuff, uneaten food and whatever, to get up in the water columns and get picked up by your filtration. And because they're a bottom, I don't want to call them bottom feeder because they're not a catfish, but they just happen to eat off the bottom, you will have to add some sinking pellets to your tank as food. So yeah, you do have to get a secondary type of food, but it's worth it. They grow as long as angelfish grow tall, and the two together, they look really good. And like I said, I'm gonna leave a link for Deb Tim. If you're not subscribed to her channel, I don't know what you're doing in your fish keeping life, but check out those Geophaguses. If you're looking for another fish to add that will complement your angels, I just gave you 5, with my personal favorite being the Geophagus. So that's my time, and like always, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your fish.